staying in the house and staying corona free?
Yeah.
Yes. Good, good.
We got PLP Network presents Bread Magazine with our special host today, Miss Pamela Roxanne. Make sure you tell everybody who you are and what you got going on.
Okay, I sure will. My name is Pamela Roxanne. I'm a stand-up comedian, but I also host the Pamela Roxanne Show, which is a podcast where I have celebrity interviews. I have hot topics. I bring on all types of business owners, and we talk all types of good stuff. And I always like to say it's a party. So that's what I have going on right now. So if you guys want to binge that, it's already on your phone. Go ahead and type it
Wait for it. Well, I'm definitely glad you could be a part of Bread Magazine today. In a couple of days, we'll have the link where it'll be available on PLP Network on YouTube, Bread Magazine on YouTube, PLP Network on Roku, and PLP Network on Comcast.
in.
So
Okay.
this particular Bread Magazine is basically going to be available on our streaming platforms, and we're going towards Comcast and Sirius XM and some other stuff.
Well, I'm always down for Black business, always progressing. I'm down for, success, for all of us.
Yeah. So what motivated you to become a comedian?
Well, my life, I have been through every type of crazy scenario you could imagine with just being out in the world, going to the clubs all the time. If you watch the Who is the Pamela Roxanne video, then you guys on IGTV, then you can see that, my life is crazy out there. I grew up on a farm, which is kind of completely left to where I am now in life. And, just being me, just being me. So being funny like that, you get up on stage or you get up on a camera and you talk, you let them know how you feel about stuff. And I just happen to be a giggle or two.
So when did you decide that that's the career that you want to do? Like, how did you separate being a comedian from everything else? Or did you kind of do other stuff before you realized that's what you wanted to do?
Yes, I did. As like I do have an art business as well, Saturday Avenue, which is within my production company that produces my podcast, that produces other shows like Cash Talk and stuff like that. So I do have I'm a Gemini. So I got my fingers everywhere and I'm split up, girl, I promise you. So I do like I said, I work with Cash on his content as well. And other podcasters, they hit me up as far as mentoring and things of that nature. And I never mind answering the question about business or about podcasting or about talking, self-confidence, all those things. I'm always here to answer those types of questions for people. And and it took along a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I went to hair school to get me to this mold of a person I am today. So I took a lot of different paths and I've spoken to a lot of different people and it took all those things to make this decision.
Okay.
You know?
Who were some of your influencers growing up? Like, who persuaded you to be in business, and who persuaded you to basically do what you're doing now? Was it anybody in the industry who liked a lot and figured if she can do it, I can do it, or he can do it, I can do it?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I'm very deep within like hip hop and like I have roots in celebrity culture. Like I love things like that. Pop culture, I'm all about it. I could tell you stuff that happened in the 40s that was just all the rage back then. But like Eartha Kitt, Bette Midler, all those people who have those voices, Whoopi Goldberg, Wendy Williams, Charlemagne the God, even though we have like a love-hate relationship, I kind of don't like him. Angela Yee, I love so many. I can't, Howard Stern, so many people with voices that clearly have passion for what they're speaking about and have like a segment carved out for them, like a whole category that is just them. All those people I named, I feel like have that category around them.
Okay. Basically, What's the difference in your profession from when you first got in the industry to now? Like, what's the difference in the different, cultures and styles that you see now?
Girl, everybody doing it. Everybody got a camera phone and everybody got you. So you gotta really weed through a lot of people to get to the talented because everybody doing it, you know. So that has been a thing. Because back in the day when I was going to the club and doing stuff, it was a select few that really caught on to like how clout worked and how and if you it's what people call clout and stuff like this, like studying popularity and studying demographics and stuff like that. If you can from a urban angle finesse that, and even if you don't know the words, if you can just understand, like this gets you more, you get more flies with honey than with vinegar, you know, it takes you a long, it takes you, that's the
That
difference. I promise you, that's the difference. Everybody
you
doing.
I know that's right. I basically told somebody like I had a record label about 14 years ago and I had an artist and I'll be honest, I had an artist that couldn't rap at all. But he had a good work ethic and he had about 9,000 mixed CDs. And
Mm,
out of the 9,000 mixed CDs, it was cassette tapes and he found out how to convert them to CDs. So out of the CDs, he only had three songs that was good out of everything. So basically, what I did was one of them was an original song, and I sent them to the studio to get mixed down. And just so happened, Rick Ross' baby brother got on the track. And then next thing I know, it ended up on the radio. It ended up selling 99,000 copies. It ended up being on iTunes and the radio, which put us on, tour with Christina Aguilera on the red carpet with Lala Anthony and Bliss and basically on 106 in Park and a lot of stuff. So I tell everybody it's just how you believe in yourself and how you get presented. Back then it was, we can sell CDs out the trunk of our car and we could just go on online radio and make us famous. It wasn't until now, how the game has changed so much based on even when promoters book you, they'll say, how's your following? How's your social media? How's your Instagram? How's your YouTube? How many streams do you have? Even if radio stations play your music, they want to know all of that, before they even go to step two. Versus, 15 years ago, we didn't have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and all that. It was just if I'm on an internet radio station, they got a good little buzz. Everybody start buzzing about you. Everybody going download it and everything good. Versus now, basically everything is mostly online. Everything is streaming. Everything is on the phones. You don't really see a lot of people pushing, like physical CDs. You don't even see like a lot of physical radio stations now versus back then we went to a Memorial Day bike week. We sold 10,000 like 10,000 physical CDs in one weekend versus now if you got a CD, people looking at you like I streamed that on my phone. I play that through Pandora. I ain't got no CD player, so that's just the difference that I seen. Back when we was growing up, it was like basically it was good music. We like on the Boys to Men and New Edition and everybody, in that sense versus now, they coming out with all the drama music and crazy music and suicidal music that like that all the young kids like.
oh
Back
God, don't they?
yeah, back in the day when I was growing up, if I say something like push me to the edge, or if I say something like, oh, I'm committing suicide, or I'm gonna shoot your mama's house, or my friends are dead, my mom would be like, what are you listening to? And, she would correct us versus now, they say the songs and everything is fine. Everybody like it. All the young kids like it. I'm like, if I ain't know, my daughter was like, Mom, he just talking about his friends are dead and they're the president. So I'm like, well, why would he say something like he gonna commit suicide and all his friends is dead? somebody old like me, like don't really know the concept. Like why, by me on the outside looking in, like why would he say all his friends are dead? Why would he say like push me to the edge? Like this dude about to commit suicide? Like what's going on? And in reality, he's talking about money. So it's just a whole messed up ball game now. Like so many artists don't get the concept. Like they just figure, oh, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be a social media artist. I'm gonna put this on Spotify or put this on TuneCore. When a lot of artists don't know, the bits and pieces. They don't know that you have to be registered to get royalties. They don't know that you have to put in the steps to, get to the next level. I
It's
have
all about education. You got
it
to educate
is.
yourself.
It is. Because I had one artist, and it's sad. He was nationwide. He had 18.4 million streams and wasn't even registered with BMI. Wasn't registered. He was just, they picked up a song. One DJ, I think Funk Master Flex, picked the song up, liked the song, started spinning it. All the DJs in the country start spinning it. Fleet DJs, Nerd DJs, everybody. And he's sitting there with 18 million streams. He's showing it to me like on Spotify. He's showing it to me like on iTunes and everything. But at the same time, they didn't have no way to give him the money because he wasn't registered. So by law, he couldn't get the money. So it was like the radio stations was really, getting free money.
Right.
So I'm sitting here like, you can't sit here and say you want to be an artist when you didn't put in the work to make sure that you're registered, to make sure you have BMI, to make sure you have ASCAP, to make sure you have a good team. Because some people who I talk to, I'm like, okay, well, make sure you get me your EPK. You can go online and do it for free. And they sitting here like, okay, well, what's the EPK? Like, they don't know, what it is. So
You got
yeah.
to get yourself together. That's a part of what I teach people in Saturday Avenue when we pitch a show to somebody for a host or something. It's really somebody who has never done that type of thing before. So we really teach them and cultivate that talent and show them that just being on camera and with the fun and games and yo, I'm hosting this or I'm doing this, or it's really just like a part of it. There's a whole machine that happens behind it. There's money that goes into it, and you can't. It's not a whole party all the time. You know.
Mhm. And what these independent artists is, I'm not discouraging, the major labels, but what the independent artists don't know is you could take a little bit of money and invest in something good and make it real big and have rights for yourself and have money for yourself versus signing with a major label that only give you a little bit of money and you're not getting anything.
That goes with anything. You're better doing it yourself. I tell people, be careful. Where are your contracts and partnerships? Don't be so quick to sell yourself short to getting half of anything. You
like
know.
like I'm not hating on Megan Thee Stallion because I think she's a pretty good artist, but by me hearing different people say she signed with Jay-Z, he gave her $10,000, and that's not a lot of money. So now she get $10,000 and she don't got no money because what happened was when he got her to sign the contract, she just seen the $10,000. So the contract that she signed, she agreed to give all the royalties to him. So now she want to sue people because, oh, I'm making all this money off these songs and this on the radio, but she not getting no money. She agreed to get the 10,000 up front. She said she wanted to be in the industry, and now they getting all that money, and she don't have anything to show for it.
Right.
And
That's a prime example.
and I was looking at too. Maybe it was Keisha Cole. Went on tour last year, and they
Probably a prime example too.
yeah, yeah, they said that the tour was like she made like 30 million on the tour, but she brought home less than 50,000. It was just based on they're taking out for studio, they're taking out for travel, they're taking out for hotel, they're taking out for food, like the whole 9 yards. So by the time you get done with that, and by the time you do all that, when you can just basically have your own team, have your own stylist, have your own makeup person, have them within your budget, invest in yourself, get one person to invest in you, and that's it. that's what artists don't, they don't understand. They feel like, hey, well, if I ain't got the money, I can't like succeed. But that's not true. It's just who you know, how you network yourself, and it's just basically how you promote yourself. I mean, I've had some people that I promoted with my PR company at the same time. Like one guy that I had, I'm sitting here like, OMG, I would never buy his music. I would never listen to him. I don't even want to interview him. But you pay me and I'm gonna do my job and set you up on these interviews and hopefully you go through with them and go from there versus it's people that just say, okay, I'm gonna give you the money to do this or do that to get ahead. But what people don't understand is just because you're more or less fortunate, like the people with all the money shouldn't look down on the people that don't got it. Because like Jay-Z got all this money, he shouldn't look down on me and you just because we ain't got it. Because in reality, me and you put together might have more talent than what he got on his whole roster. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's probably with Megan Thee Stallion's case, I'm thinking that it's probably somebody else in charge of contracting out the artists. I don't know if he directly affected that deal, but if he did, that was man, that's real shady. That's
Yeah.
real shady. And it's preying on the weak, like preying on the weak. My but when you think about Megan Thee Stallion or Keisha Cole, they don't come from a place where being book smart on things like that is cool. The show is cool, singing is cool, rapping is cool, but putting on the show, we don't know their name. We don't know the manager, the book, and the publicist. We all that stuff ain't cool.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen without the cool stuff. Couldn't happen without those people.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know.
So that's why we here and like I tell like I signed a young artist with my label. I basically told him like, hey, we have to go through artist management first. We have to get all this right here situated. We have to get all this right here put in correctly. We have to brand ourselves and get our stuff out there. We have to create a brand. So then that way everybody will know your name. Then once you create the brand, then that way you can start pushing yourself out there and become brand ambassadors for people and do other stuff with people. You can't expect for nobody to make you a brand ambassador if you only got 2,000 followers on IG and you're not really putting in the work and posting stuff and trying to make your fans grow or got a company to help you, get them up there. That's what people have to understand. And I stress this every day. They have to understand that they have to invest in their craft and get themselves out there so people can, know who they are before they like you didn't just start overnight and say, hey, my name is Pamela Roxanne and you can invest this money. You had to build your brand up and network with people and get people to find out who you are before you can just put your name out there.
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. It takes that knowledge and it takes that little bit of crazy to say that, I'm superstar. But
That's
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That's it. Because I've been in the industry for about 25 years and I always promoted my artists and did stuff myself. So it kind of comes to my attention last year. They was like, well, won't you just like basically do the said, won't you just basically like do your own PR company? And I'm like, do what? And they like, do your own PR company. And I'm like, really? And they like, yeah. And so at the same time, I'm like, okay, what do you need me to do? And so when the opportunity came with Chef Stu, it was just basically like he's like, oh, you want to be my publicist? I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like, what you mean you don't know? I'm like, well, I'm being honest. I always been in the music industry. I've never been in the chef industry. I've never been in anything else other than the music industry. And he's like, well, this is how we can do it together. So he's a great person to work for. He was just basically like, well, sometimes artists have record label release parties, single release parties. People have different brands. People have different fashion shows, baby showers. yacht parties. You know, this how we could work together and say, okay, if you got 80 radio stations on your roster and all of them are interviewing your artists, I could go on all those 80 radio stations and tell them, hey, I'm a chef, check me out, and this was going on. You know what I'm saying? So we just decided, you know, to work together in that sense. And that's what people don't understand in the industry these days. If you got a connection and I need it, you don't really necessarily have to give me the connection, but you could say, hey, I could connect you with this person on Facebook, or I could connect you with this person to get to the next level. That's what, you know, in this society, Black people don't want to like stick together. They want to say, if I got this connection and you need it, why not share it and give it to you when it's enough love to go around? Whereas people want to be stingy to say, okay, well, she got this connection. I'm not going to share my connection with her. But at the same time,
It's
you
that
want me to
crabs in the
share my
bucket
connection with
mentality,
you.
you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. They want you to share your
Right.
connection with them, but they don't want to share with you.
Right, you're absolutely right. And see that's the whole point of Saturday Avenue is to spread the love to the community. There's so many people who come to me and they like, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to start a podcast, and they absolutely have no idea where to start, you know. And so I'm teaching, and it through that I'm seeing whose goals are serious. You know, sometimes I get people who are flakes. I've had horror stories when trying to film something and people don't know stuff, and people, all these people are taking their time out, and you know, just the craziest things happen. So, you know, I understand what you're talking about. I really do.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely glad to have Miss Pamela Roxanne here on Bread Magazine. Go ahead and give a shout out to whoever you need to, and make sure you tell everybody how they can get in contact with you if they want to book you for their next show or event or comedian or whatever. Just make sure you tell everybody how to get up with you.
Got you. You can follow me at Pamela Roxanne on any given thing under the sun. I'm available everywhere. I have a comedy special coming out in June called BBW. Cash Talk is coming in June. I produce that show. It's a podcast that'll be available. SaturdayAvenue.com will be up by the end of the month. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you again and talking to you soon.
All right. I'll see you later, baby. Thank you.
Okay.